Hello, my name's Tim Rumball. I'm editor of Amateur Gardening magazine. Today I'm going to show you how to spike a lawn. With all the wet weather we've been having, the ground gets very waterlogged. The lawns often get compacted in the summer, so autumn, winter, early spring are great times to relieve that compaction, get better drainage in so the water drains away, boosts root growth and improve the lawn enormously. So what we need for the job is a barrow full of compost. What I've used is old potting compost that's dried out, that's been well sieved, mixed with a bit of fresh compost. Doesn't matter whether it's peat-based or John Innes soil-based compost or just old potting compost as I've used. What this is doing is improving the drainage in the soil. We'll feed the lawn later, so the food element's not so important. It's just about getting that water to drain away from the surface and away from the roots of the plants. We also need a lawn rake to clear the top of the lawn. We need a good solid fork to plunge into the ground to make the holes, and I need a spade to hurl this compost across the surface, and then finally a broom to sweep it in. I'll get going and show you how I go. What we're looking to do is to drive the tines of the fork in about 3 to 4 inches deep. Okay, give it a good wiggle around, move it forward 6 inches, and again. So what we end up with is rows and rows of these little holes right across the lawn in which we can brush the compost. It's much easier to do it after it's been raining and the ground's nice and moist. The fork goes in so much more easily. And the other thing is, do watch your feet. Plunging the fork into the ground like that can be a hell of a painful way to end a day's work. So wear some good stout boots and be careful. I'm using the fork backwards quite a lot of the time like this, and that's to get the tines to go straight into the ground. If you push it this way, as you can see, it tends to go at a bit of an angle, so that's quite a good approach to the problem. If only it made it much easier. Okay, I'll get on with the job now and I'll talk to you later. Oops, sorry. Okay, so the whole lawn now has been spiked to 3-4 inches deep with the spikes of the fork, which will help the water to drain away from the surface of the grass. That should help the roots to grow better. It should keep moss off the surface. It'll generally revitalise the lawn, but to stop all those holes closing up, what I now need to do is brush compost into the surface so it drops down the holes, keeps them open so the drainage stays really good. I'll show you how to do that now. Don't worry too much about that brown skim of compost over the surface. The rain will soon wash that into the ground, the grass will grow away and it will look fine in a few days, no problem. This is not a particularly wonderfully conditioned lawn, and I do this every year. It's absolutely essential. This is quite a shaded garden. It's north facing, it's got high boundary walls, several trees in here, so the amount of light the lawn gets is relatively low, particularly at this time of year. So moss tends to build up and growth of the grass is generally quite weak. So to maintain a lawn, which I really like in a garden, it's quite important to do all these jobs just to give it the best possible chance. There we are, that'll do. So that's it. I'll carry on and get some more compost and finish off this job. I hope that's been a help to anyone who likes looking after their lawn well.